Hey, everybody, this is Katrina, and I'm one of the hosts of Steph and Kat Talk WOW. I'm really happy to have the fabulous Jessie Jones. How are you today?
Jessie Jones, happy to be here from Barstown, Kentucky. How are you?
I am well, thank you. How's the weather where you're at right now?
Cold and slushy.
Yeah, definitely cold in New York where I'm at, so not happy
You're in
having
New York. It's probably way colder up there.
yeah, it's been a really weird couple of weeks as far as kind of low temperatures, but hopefully it'll warm up this week, I'm hoping. Fingers crossed. Okay, so I was actually very fortunate to interview you before at a different platform, and you were the first WoW interview I did then, and so this is really awesome that you're now the first WoW interview I'm doing on a different platform. So it's really awesome.
Awesome. Two times.
So, one of my questions for you is you did work with Americana previously till 2024, but you did work with her a good portion of season two. And so how was like that experience working with her? And like what are some things you enjoyed about that, team up, and what are some things you may not have liked as much?
Well, at first it was all right. Um, Working with Americana, most of the girls run away from me in the locker room, and she kind of like forced me to be her friend because she just kept coming around and dragging this kid in tow. And you know what? I was like, well, she ain't gonna go away. I may as well make her an asset. And she worked real hard. You know what I mean? Like I ran her to death in the ring, put her through drills. I mean, she got a lot of good one-on-one training with me. And she, the kid would be there watching every time in tow. And she was a great mom. I like that about her. I like pretty much everything outside of wrestling. I love about Americana. That's fine. And my issue with her, my biggest issue is she's a goody two shoes. She like I cannot. I mean, look, I have two losses in my career. One was by Levi yelling and screaming, distracting me because he's worried I was going to break DK's shoulder or BK's shoulder, and then the other one was her pulling the referee when I had the pin on Genesis. Would that not aggravate you too if you had worked for 10 years to get a title shot that you was denied, 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 denied? Anybody and everybody who came along after you didn't have a record as good as you, and they're being thrown title shots. People that you've beaten are being thrown title shots, but still, David McLean not liking me is like stipulation, 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 stipulation. And I'm going through them, beating them down while all these other girls are getting their undeserved title shots while I still have to earn mine more and more, which didn't make no sense to me. But I finally get from David the words out of his mouth, you beat Genesis and you get this title shot that you have been harping on. All right, great, cool. I've only been working on this for 10 years, and you name me somebody who has a better record. And then Americana distracts the referee. I could have strangled her. Like, you gotta be kidding me. What is wrong with you? Like, you don't want certain things to happen in tag matches, that's fine. But this is my singles match. I didn't invite you out there. You chose to bring yourself out there. So if you're going to bring yourself out there, you need to stand there and look pretty because that is what you're really good at. She's a very beautiful girl. Stand there, be quiet, look pretty. Mouth closed, eyes open. That's my issue.
Definitely understand how that can bring some tension. And so, what, because you didn't mention as far as having your solo matches and kind of working with a team, what are some of the things, I guess, how was it, I guess, going from being a solo competitor to kind of having to work at a team? I know you said that she kind of put herself around you and attached herself to you, but how was that? I mean, I know you worked previously also with another person in a tag, but I guess for this, what were some things that I guess you learned from working solo and then working with somebody else as part of a team?
Well, when I'm in there in my singles matches, it's just me. Okay. The only person that can lose that match for me is me. The only person that can win it is me. I ain't got nobody. I got me, my training, and my knowledge. Okay. So that's what I rely upon. And then in tag matches, the benefit of tag matches, obviously, is if somebody gets on you for a second and they're able to catch you off guard, if I'm able to get away, I can tag out. and I can get a break and I can have somebody on my corner, in my corner, that I can trust to get in there and do the job just as well as I can. I can't necessarily trust Americana. All right, you know what? I'm not even being nice. I can't trust her to do that. I've forgotten more than she knows. She is too new. She has a long way to go. And no matter how hard she works, she ain't there yet. And she ain't going to be there for a little bit. I'm glad that I have somebody more like minded with a whole lot more experience and somebody who's willing to get the job done, no matter what it takes to get the job done, in my partner, the Bullet Babe, Amber O'Neal.
So I have to ask, I you said you didn't particularly like that she was going to choose shoes. Was there another way you could have went about maybe getting Americana to see your view of things instead of kind of the way things played out on WoW?
You know, if there is, I ain't figured it out because I've had that girl watch tape from all the way back to like Old Smoky Mountain, NWWA, all the way through the territories, through ECW, DC, WCW. I have had her watch and study everything. And the most successful people you see are the people who wrestle a little bit like me. Ric Flair, to name one of the greatest. Woo! I think he might have done a little thing or two she might not have liked. Is she gonna go tell Ric Flair what to do? Don't tell me what to do.
All right, I respect it. I respect it. And so you are back with Amber O'Neal. I know you guys teamed previously. And so what are the difference, I guess, teaming before to kind of teaming now? I feel like you're definitely on a different mindset. I actually just from the matches you've had, you seem even more aggressive, which is it's a good thing when you're trying to get a goal. It's good to be aggressive and kind of get that goal out there. So what are some differences from when you worked with her previously into this version of WoW where you guys are kind of restarting this team up, but with a different mission in mind?
We've got something to prove. That is the biggest difference because the last time that we were together, we knew that we were top tier. Okay. We knew that there wasn't many girls that could compete with us. And now, because, Amber's been gone and I've been being a little bit nice because of Americana, girls in the locker room are either forgetting or underestimating us. And we've got something to prove. So, yeah, we're going to be aggressive. This is wrestling, and we are not your friends. You know who my friend in the WoW locker room is? Amber O'Neal. You know who's her friend? Jessie Jones. So we ain't here to play patty cake. We ain't here to see who's got the best of the best and whatever. I don't care if the fans like me or not. Only thing I care about and the only thing that Amber O'Neal cares about is if our hands are raised at the end of the match. That's it. So if you like us, great. If you don't, great. We don't care because we are here to prove that we are great.
Urge you. I like definitely like that answer. I like again kind of having to prove something. I feel like we all go through that at different points for different whatever it is that we're trying to prove ourselves about. And so what are some of the goals you have? I know you said you kind of just have something to prove. We also have the tag titles out there. So is that something you want to get to the top to get the tag titles, or you just kind of want to, even without a title, just kind of be at the top of the tag division in WoW?
Well, I already consider us to be at the top of the tag division in WoW, especially since we have over 40 years experience between the two of us. You don't understand. Me and Amber O'Neal probably have more experience than every other superhero combined. That's a lot, right? So obviously you think that we're going to be in contention for the titles. I think I'd probably be able to talk David McLean into golf ball and a deer before I could talk him into giving me and Amber a number one contendership shot. But we're just going to get in there and run through everybody. Like it ain't going to be nice and it ain't going to be pretty. It ain't going to be fancy. And y'all probably ain't going to like it because we ain't doing it for everybody else. We're doing it for ourselves and we will get there. And I know that every obstacle is going to be thrown in the way just because David just don't like me, I don't think. He don't like the way I do things. I did things my way. He didn't like it. I did things his way for a year and he still didn't like it. And now I'm back to doing things my way. Because if I ain't going to get what I want regardless, I'm going to do it how I like.
Really makes sense. Definitely love that answer with that regard. And so I know WoW is having their trios title, which I think is super awesome. And so I have to ask, if you could add another member of WoW to your team to possibly take the trios titles, who would that be and why?
If we were interested and if we wanted it, the only girl on the roster that I could even think of would be Big Rig Betty. Big Rig Betty, Mother Truckers, they like y'all. I love them. I've known them for a good long time. Like, I mean, we were on the roads together in Tennessee. Big Rig is one tough mother trucker. It ain't no joke. That is exactly what she is. I've seen this girl fight men in the bar. Okay, so if we wanted to go into the trios tournament, no offense to Holly Swag because she is one tough cookie herself, but she's about the size of a cookie too. And I don't want to see that cookie crumble. I like her. Okay, so me, Big Rig, and Amber O'Neil, if we were going to go for the trios, that's what it would be. And then everybody else will be out. Like nobody would beat us. They just wouldn't.
I like it. I like it. I definitely can see how the vibes would work with you guys and Big Rig if that was to ever happen. Maybe Holly could just be there as a support if that ever happens, you know, kind of just amping you guys up. Uh so what can we expect from you, Jessie, but also for you, maybe solo, but also with Amber going forward and well?
Well, with me, you can expect that good old Jessie Jones that nobody could stand from season one all the way up until Americana made herself my friend. I am going to do whatever I have to, whatever it is. I don't care. Whatever it is to either, if it's just me, I'm going after that title because I deserve it. And if it's me and Amber, then we're going to go after the tag titles because we deserve it. And whatever it takes is whatever it takes. And at least I'm going to say this, me and Amber are the only ones that'll tell you straight up, we are coming from you and we're going to do whatever it takes. We're never going to be those ones who stab you in the back. We will stab you in the chest. You will always see it coming because whether you like us or not, at least you always know exactly what you're going to get.
I like that. I don't know how about the stabbing part in the chest, but I do understand. I do appreciate
It's
somebody
a
kind of being
metaphor. I ain't stabbing nobody. Okay. It's a metaphor. You won't get turned on. You won't catch us talking behind your back. We'll say it to your face. We ain't gonna hit you low. We'll hit you in your face.
well, I
I fixed
definitely
the metaphor.
no, I definitely respect. I am definitely somebody who's more like kind of told me what it is rather than me hear from somebody else. And so I respect that answer, even with the metaphor. And so, who are some of the women you want to face? Again, there's like we have the solo women on there, quite a few, but we also have some tag teams and even some new tag teams that debuted pretty recently. And so, who are some of the people you and Amber would like to face in this year of WoW?
I want to get my hands on Fury. Fury took out my knee. Fury put me out of competition for almost a year. Fury caused me to have ACL surgery, sit on the sidelines forever. And she thinks that just because Americana was able to get her hands on her, that ain't good enough for me. Everybody knows that I have one heck of an arm bar, right? I know just as many things to do to your leg and break it. And you know what? I think I would be happy if I could return the favor to Fury. That's the biggest person I want to get in the ring. And then I would like to get anybody of Sophia Lopez's because I was on trying to come back from injury and then Sophia Lopez come over and had the audacity to knock my crutch out from under me and take me down and re-injure my knee. So David's done said, well, Sophia Lopez, she isn't an in-ring competitor. And I'm like, I don't care. Here's the thing. If you put your hands on me, I should be able to put my hands on you in whatever context. And you know what? If I put my hands on somebody, I fully expect them to put their hands on me. It makes the world a better place, an equal place. Don't mess around if you don't want to find out about who you're messing around with. So Sophia can choose whomever she wants to put in the ring to try to make up for what she did, but I think I will end up definitely getting my hands on Fury and Maybe I'll just lock Sophia in a locker room or something somewhere so she can't pull no strings to get whomever her new clients are another title or tag title contendership. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe I should just put her in the closet.
I mean, Sophia has Tormenta and she has Los Banditas. And so, even with, and I understand the issue with Sophia, because I would be a little sad too if I kind of got back and then somebody take my crutch. Can't say I'll be happy about that. And so, do you think knowing, I guess, saying that you want to go for Sophia, kind of just maybe even lock her in a room, that this might cause some problems with her clients in Los Banditas and Tormenta?
You think I'm scared of them? Scared of them. Bring it on. Please come. Ven para acá. Come here. Come on. I can actually speak a little Spanish. Let's go. All right. I ain't scared of Tormenta. She may be a Mexican champion. She's not a WOW champion. All credibility and due respect. But you ain't earned my respect in the WOW ring. You ain't been there as long as I have. So I ain't scared of her. I ain't scared of the Banditas. Me and Amber will run through any tag team that comes at us. I mean, they're great. They're speedy little things, but they're little, okay? Like, we stand above them like this. Like, seriously, we're a whole head and shoulders above them.
I
So
I respect it. I respect it. And so we know the Tongas are currently the WoW tag champions. And I'm gonna assume, that's kind of the goal for you and Amber at some point to have the championship belts. And so do you have any words for the Tongas? You said you kind of feel like you're the top of the tag team division right now. They are the champions. And so is there any words you have for the Tongas to let them know you're coming for their belts?
Tongas, if y'all still are the champions by the time we are able to get a #1 contendership, read my lips. Y'all gonna be kissing our grits, and you will tap out to the disarmament. I don't care how big you are, you will fall.
I like it. Straight to the point. So we're gonna do a quick little round of speed questions just to lighten it up just a tad. And so we are in January, New Year just happened. And so did you have any like New Year's resolutions that you kind of have? I don't really make them, but I kind of have like little goals like, okay, maybe I'll try to make sure this gets done by the end of the year. And so do you have any resolutions or goals for 2024, both for yourself, but also just in WoW as well?
Well, I don't really do New Year's resolutions because I think that somebody should be on top of their game at all times. Because if you're not, then you're not serious. So, like I said, I've had ACL surgery, quite a few injuries. So, my goal for 2024 is just going to be the best that I can be. I'm going to get back to my strongest, to my toughest, and to my meanest. And I'm going to get or take everything that I feel like myself or Amber and I deserve.
I like it. And do you have, I guess, because you said you had your injuries, and I know that's like quite unfortunate, anybody who has to deal with an injury. What were some things you kind of did to kind of get yourself back into I guess the mindset you need to kind of get into after an injury, because those can always go really one way, sometimes, or the other way in another time. And so what were some things you did to kind of keep it in your head to make sure you made it back and made it back at your best again?
I watched wrestling, watched it hours and hours and hours on YouTube, on just studying the greats. Like, I don't watch anything other than WoW that's on today because I need to know who my competition is. And then as far as other than that, I'm going to go back to Smoky Mountain Wrestling. I'm going to go to NWWA. I'm going to watch stuff that ain't nobody watching, that don't nobody remember, the great stuff, and then ain't nobody going to remember it. So they ain't going to know how to counter or how to stop whatever it is I'm doing because they're watching now and you can't remake the wheel. Okay. So stuff now it's just the older stuff just changed a little bit differently. So you watch the old stuff, you know how to get over the new stuff, but they've done let go of so much of the old stuff. They have no idea what's coming at them. So I watched a whole lot of wrestling, a lot of Tracy Smothers, a lot of well, I'm not going to list just because I will get on a rolling list because I don't want to like leave anybody out. So I'll mention my favorite.
Love it. I like that you kind of, even with the injury, you kind of kept your head in the game. I definitely,
Absolutely.
definitely like that tenacity. And definitely like as far as just you've been one of the women in WoW that just, again, I love that everybody there is so different and have something for everybody in WoW. But you have definitely been somebody I can remember quite well, just kind of engaging in storylines and everything else. And so my last question for you is, what do you need to say, what do you would you like to say to the locker room? I know you said about the Tongas, but this is a whole locker room we have. Again, new people, new debuts, some people you have wrestled previously. And I'm not sure if you want to say this as a tag team or as a solo competitor, but what are the words for the ladies in the WoW locker room? What is your like public service announcement to them?
You better watch out. Because if you're in singles competition and you're in number one contendership for that title, I'm coming for you. And if you are in the tag competition and you're in contendership for the tag title, Amber and I both are coming for you. You never know. I'm so determined, so hard headed, and I will just absolutely won't quit. I might walk out one day having the WoW World Championship and the WoW Tag Team Championship, and David would just lose his mind and the world would be a better place.
Absolutely love that. Thank you so much, Jessie, for chatting with me today. Again, really appreciate you ladies at WoW. You guys are such a highlight for me with women's wrestling. Can you tell everybody where they can follow you on social media?
Absolutely. If whether it's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, if you look up Wow Jessie Jones, that's me, and you'll find it. Make sure you're watching the show, whether it's live streaming, whether it's on Paramount, whether it's on Pluto, whether it's on CBS and the affiliates. You want to tune in because Wow Superheroes is the best thing in wrestling since Ric Flair. Just saying.
Love that, and I definitely agree. WoW is definitely some fantastic wrestling with some fantastic ladies. Again, Jessie, thank you so much for chatting with me. Again, I am Katrina, one of the hosts of Steph Kat Talk WOW, and we will catch you guys later. Bye, guys.
Thanks, Katrina. Bye.
Bye.